So, Mr. Shu, what was the confusion about uniforms at the beginning of the war?
Well, in the beginning of the war, the Union traditionally wore blue uniforms, and they ran out of dark blue fabric. So what they ended up doing was they started creating their shirts out of gray fabric. Now, the gray fabric tended to be the fabric used by the Confederates, and there was some friendly fire incidents where Union soldiers shot at other Union soldiers believing that they were Confederates. So it caused a little bit of confusion in the beginning of the war.
In light of this confusion, the Union made a strict uniform code in 1862. All uniforms had to be certified by the government and stamped before they got to soldiers. Soldiers received a wool jacket made of dark blue fabric called a fatigue blouse. These jackets had 4 brass buttons on the front, and soldiers wore them all the time. All Union soldiers were required to wear a dark blue hat called a forage cap. Soldiers placed color badges here, as well as sewing on regiment numbers. Union soldiers also got shoes called booties as part of their uniform. They were leather boots of good quality with heavy soles. Most booties had small iron horseshoes nailed to the heel of the boot. Soldiers were also given shirts. However, many soldiers found them uncomfortable and itchy and discarded them. They preferred clothes from home. Soldiers didn't only get articles of clothing, they also received bags called knapsacks. These bags were worn on soldiers' backs. They held personal items, blankets, extra clothes, and overcoats. It was made of heavy canvas and painted black to repel water. These were like soldiers' suitcases. The haversack was another bag that Union soldiers carried. They were slung over shoulders like handbags and were made of painted canvas. It carried food, coffee, personal items, and some extra ammunition. They were used to smell, and so soldiers washed them. They were much better quality than the South's. Union soldiers received canteens superior to that of the Confederates. 2 pieces of tin with cork made the body, and it was covered in wool or cotton. It kept the water cool, but it wasn't very durable, and it began to stink. So, the Union made better, more durable canteens. Soldiers had cartridge boxes for their ammunition. Each box held 40 cartridges of paper tubes with mini balls and black powder. It also had cleaning supplies for the muskets, and it was located on the soldiers. The cap box was a box holding percussion caps to spark the black powder in the musket. They were highly explosive, and so soldiers were careful with them. Soldiers carried a scabbard, or a case for their bayonet, on their left hip. Bayonets would attach to the end of a musket barrel for close-range fighting. A soldier's weapon was a Springfield musket. These muskets were rifled, so there were grooves in the barrel spinning the bullet. It also fired cone-shaped bullets rather than spherical ones. They were easier to load and more effective.